Hi, my name is Kyle Hopkins. I'm a reporter for the Anchorage Daily News up here in Anchorage, Alaska. And if you wanted to solve the murders of Indigenous people in Alaska, what's one statistic, one piece of information you would need? Maybe how many people are being killed? What are their names? But it turns out the state of Alaska doesn't actively track this group in a list. And when asked for that information, they're doubling down on their refusal to provide the data. This is Darlene Akpik-Apok and Antonia Comack. They work for a group called Data for Indigenous Justice. It's a nonprofit that Apok started 5 years ago when she was trying to put together a list of missing and murdered Indigenous people, only to find out that no one was keeping track. No such list existed. So she decided she would create her own. Alaska's governor, Mike Dunleavy, as recently as May 5th, said that the state would work with Alaska Native groups to help solve these cases. But when APOC and her nonprofit asked the state for a list of names of people who'd been murdered over the past 3 years to update their list, the state said no. They said, we don't have to provide that information. It would take us, quote, several hours to give you that information, and so we're not going to do it. Which means that years after this nonprofit created the first list of missing and murdered Indigenous people, and 3 years after the governor's own task force recommended that this data problem be fixed, the state of Alaska still is not keeping track of how many Indigenous people are being murdered in Alaska, nor who they are.